And welcome to the Scene Weekly podcast, where two part-time cinematics give their best mid-level takes on all things on screens. This week's episode is focused on the 2001 joyful plane movie of Rat Race. Come join Jonathan and Steven for another week of hopefully less plot chatter, hopefully more film banter. We are Scene Weekly, and welcome to our world.
Yeah,
Stefan.
welcome. Happy to be here. Hey,
well, how's life, man?
Life is good. I had Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago. I did a race. Did pretty good in it. I must say so myself. And it's weird. A lot of people run the Turkey Trot 5K. I signed up for a mile, so that was fun.
That's not technically true. You didn't sign up for anything.
I showed up for a mile. I didn't sign up.
Yeah.
My name was already there.
I signed you up. I found that there was a mile locally, not kind of locally, and I'm surprised you actually showed up to do it. Did you win? I heard you won. That's what I saw in the results. Is it true though?
I did win. There's a punchline to this somehow though, that I was probably also the tallest person in the mile. Everybody else was like little kids and people in strollers and things like that. So it wasn't very competitive, to say the least.
Wait, you were racing children?
It was more like a kids mile kind of thing that you signed me up for. I didn't really realize that until, there was other people in it jogging it, but there was nobody like lacing up their shoes being like, I'm going to win this, except me.
So did you start at the front?
Oh yeah. I was at the very front. I bolted out.
Did you get to the line late and you had to like push through like these little children to get to the starting line?
This fits so well into the film we're going to be speaking about, because it was a literal rat race for my my win. I literally had to dodge and duck and get over, and even the race itself, like it was not blocked off by any means. Like this was the Santa Monica walking path, and there was other people that were just on their midday stroll or morning stroll walking through there, so it wasn't like blocked off or anything like that. It was just like whatever.
Well, people probably do workouts at that pace often in that area. My friend Hashem, who ran 2:24 marathon, shout out Hashem, 5:32 pace. He ran that 20 seconds a mile faster for 26 in a row. So he does workouts there often. So I'm sure that's common.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody running as fast as me. So that's
any child.
There's that. Yeah. Anyways, how are you doing?
Behind.
How's things with you?
I am very much. I completed, was this 2 days ago, the WSET level 2 exam. Sat for that. And
tell us what that's about. What is that exam for?
It's the Wine Spirits Education Trust, I believe it stands for. And then it is basically a certification for an understanding of mid-level wine. Not mid-level wine. It's kind of like I think intermediate is the terminology. Knowledge of wine. What
would the belt be that you would get? What color belt would it be if you compared to jiu-jitsu?
Oof, I think it'd be more like maybe a blue belt. Be a blue belt. And then level 3, you're probably level 3 is a big increase. It requires a lot, like a significant more push. I studied a while for this. Purple/brown would be the next round, and then black belt, of course, level 4. But level 3 is when.
When do you get to actually do the blind tasting? When is that?
The level 3. Yeah.
So you actually have to be somewhere. You can't do it online.
Yeah, you get 2 wine. Well, I think it could be online, but you can somebody watches you and you have to evaluate it. But you get 2 wines, blind taste tested. That should be like the easier part in my view, right?
You got to do like year, region.
Well, I don't know if you have to do that.
Notes.
Region tasting notes are pretty basic. I shouldn't say that. The vintage would be very difficult. That's something I just don't know yet. Maybe they teach you in level 3 of this is 2014. I'd be like, and the weather was like on the mountains that year was pretty poor. So therefore, the botrytis came on. Like I don't know what the fuck to say, but I don't. Maybe nobody else does. But anyway, it's like $1,300, whereas this one was like $400. So it's like triple the cost. Also requires probably like 6x, 5x the time of studying, but the knowledge base for level 3 is way superior. Like level 1 that I passed was, do you have a pulse, and do you know where Bordeaux is? What does a Cabernet Sauvignon taste like? It was pretty basic, so passed that easily. I shouldn't say that. That sounds like I'm condescending if somebody did fail it. But anyway, I was listening to this woman talk. That's why I corrected myself. And she was like, the level 2 is so easy. It was just like, I passed it with flying colors, and it's the easiest exam. And then like all the comments are like, why are you such a bitch? So I don't want to be condescending because I myself just started off in wine. But how did we get here in this old rat race?
Well, I think it was a number of things that ended us up here. One was I started collecting physical media.
That's right.
And one of the DVDs that I found at a place called Savers, you get all these like DVDs, like literally $1 or $2. So you're really saving. But one of the DVDs I picked up was Rat Race. I saw it on the shelf. I remember the title, and I remember watching it 20 something years ago. I didn't remember really anything about the movie. And then me and my girlfriend Livia watched it one night, and we had a blast with it. And then you were flying back from Colorado, and you were like, I need a plane movie. I wasn't very good at responding, but I finally got there, and I said, you should watch Rat Race. And I think you had like literally 10 seconds to download this movie before the plane took off.
We were taxiing, and the download failed. And then I had to re-download it using the personal hotspot of my wife. And it was able to download like seconds before we took off. So it was so close. But yeah, that's how we got presented with Rat Race. I haven't seen this since probably 2001. So it's been that long. I remembered virtually nothing to it. And I, even after watching it like a week ago, probably remember nothing still. But Rat Race, let's talk about it. 2001, Jerry Zucker, 44% of Rotten Tomatoes, 50 million basically for a budget with 85 in the box. Do you want to go to the breakdown of the movie? But I have it in front of me.
I got it. Yeah,
sure.
I mean, this was my pick, so I might as well take some effort into it. Rat Race, 2001, big, silly ensemble comedy built around one simple setup. A wealthy Las Vegas casino tycoon played by John Cleese gathers a group of random strangers and announces a wild competition. They must race from Vegas to a locker in Silver City, New Mexico, and inside that locker is $2 million in cash. Simple. Whoever gets there first wins it all. And then you just have this big, competition of mismatched groups, families, loners, whatever, narcoleptic people trying to get to this locker in Silver City, New Mexico. And it is, it's just a fucking wild ride.
I mean, the very beginning in the intro with the music, it's like this, it's just telling you very directly with like it's like South Park basically version of themselves and the characters here, that this movie is going to be fun. You're going to have a joyful ride here, and this probably won't be too complicated, but have a good one. It was nice. It's like a nice warm embrace.
Now, what do you mean by, you said this at the beginning, a plane movie? Yeah, you did watch this on a plane.
Yeah, so it's a plane movie, right?
I didn't watch it on a plane.
It's just one of those that I wouldn't need. There are movies that you can watch on planes to kill time if you do need or want to watch a movie. And I wouldn't consider watching like Old Boy like a plane movie. Maybe you would, but it's one of those that you watch Old Boy at home or in the theaters if you could at that time. But the movies that kind of just trickled through the little filter of your sieve of movie watching, and you're like, oh, I've got like 10 movies that were at the very bottom of my list that I had time for, and now I've got 6 hours in the air. I'm going to watch one of them. And so where you don't necessarily need that movie experience either at a theater or your home theater. You're going to watch it on a plane, probably on a phone or poor quality on the seat behind you. Terrible sound, but that's a plane movie where it's like, it's not going to really impact the visuals or something of that nature. It's like Avatar would not be a plane movie. It would be one of the worst plane movies to watch. It's like, don't watch Avatar in planes. But I think of this after even watching it as a plane movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that's a good comparison of things. Like, you know, big spectacle movies, not a plane movie. And like even like really serious nuance, like from a like Schindler's List. I wouldn't want to watch that on the backseat of a plane.
Oh my God.
Not for me.
No, that's not a plane movie. Yeah. Not a plane movie. That would be an interesting t-shirt, like Schindler's List, not a plane movie.
I think
watch out for our store.
Netflix needs to buy plane movies, and just, you know, merge with all the airlines and just put movies in planes. They're buying right now.
This cast is outrageous. Like how many people, like what, like just wild of people, you know, that you haven't seen in a bit. Like John Cleese is the best human being on earth. Rowan Atkinson, and in your words, would be the scene stealer of pretty much every single scene. And why doesn't Whoopi Goldberg, does she act anymore? But like, she needs to get back into it. She's fantastic.
I think she's just on The View. That's all she does now.
She acts on The View. Yeah, that's what she's still acting, but in a different venue. But I really miss her in these feel-good movies, and especially in this capacity. She was so terrific in this role. Loved it. Fun-loving.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Also fantastic. I mean, the entire movie was a cartoon, right?
It pretty much was. Yeah,
it was a cartoon. I mean, all of the scenes were like, this is so not realistic. The I Love Lucy tour, all of it was just, I don't know. I found myself actually laughing out loud on the plane about the varieties of like turns this made. But this is right. You have to agree. This is the original Squid Game.
No? I had this in my notes. I was like, this, this is basically the original Squid Game of these wealthy elite just basically saying, hey, we want to bet on you. Who's going to win? We don't care if you will live or die.
Yeah.
But this is like the lighthearted version of that.
I love how John Cleese reiterated that. He's like, there are no rules. And there's like, what's the guy's name that's never in movies anymore, but he was in like every movie like from the early 2000s. But when he was standing when he's standing next to the door and he's like, well, he's in first place. He's closest to the door. But I love the fact there are no rules, like anything goes. And the I don't know, the concept of this is great. It's the fun-loving Squid Game. I love the concepts of these, but I also like these rich humans with lots of money to spare are willing to just bet for pride or just fun, generally speaking. But I should have created a list of like all the bets they made, but I did like the one when they're on the airplane, like who's going to throw up the most, and they're just rocking the airplane to see who's going to puke.
It's great.
Excellent. But yeah, it's a plane movie. It's never to be taken too seriously. It doesn't require any brain power for you to evaluate the philosophical moments of life. It's just like, this is cute. It's like
it's cute, yeah. And
yeah, it's like a short-haired terrier. It's like, oh, that's nice and cute.
Well, it's funny. It's even when John Cleese, little trivia fact here, when he got this script, he said this is one of only 2 scripts in his life where he read it and he immediately said, I'm going to do this. This is great.
What's the other one?
I don't know. I didn't get that far in the trivia. No idea. But I like that
follow up.
I like that he found the script to be enjoyable. He saw the vision from the director. This director, you know, he's had other great wacky zany hits. Airplane, right?
Mm.
Did you know he directed Ghost?
Not really I did see that. Yeah,
zany movie.
Yeah,
but, you know, that's just one serious film.
Zany movies. Yeah, you see Ghost. Airplane's considered to be the funniest movie of all time, allegedly, because it has the most jokes per like minute, basically.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's a good threshold of. I could tell jokes for
The joke's got to be
hours.
funny though, right?
Yeah, I could tell jokes for hours, like on a stage, and then no one laughs. So, but it is funny. I will say this. Also, John Lovitz, there is no one on earth like him. No actor. Who's the comparison to John Lovitz? He makes things just enjoyable.
He's great. He's the best at this character too. This dad that's just like, I'm gonna do anything I can to get this money. That's it. I'm gonna do it. Like even when they're like, they just started the competition and they're all waiting for the elevator. Well, it looks like the elevator's taking too long. I'm gonna take the stairs. They just start bolting. And he convinces his family to go on this road trip. I've had these kind of road trips with my family across the country. Not
you drug your family?
No. But not necessarily like drugging my family or racing for $2 million. But like that cross country road trip where it's just you, your sister, your mom and dad in a car, and you go off on some like back roads and things like that. You might see some squirrels. I don't know. But it does get it doesn't get this zany, but it does feel that way sometimes where you're like, sometimes you're prairie dogging it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, how would you get there, you think? I mean, the planes are shut. You can't take a plane. So that's out of the equation. What do you do next?
Okay.
You like steal a car? What do you do?
You do. Well, yeah. Grand Theft Auto. There are no rules, but there are consequences, I'm sure.
Sure.
So you could do that. I would get on my Uber app and see if I could get an Uber, like a Uber Black or something like that. Put it on my credit card. I could just pay it off later after I get the $2 million.
Yeah, but it wouldn't drive. It wouldn't. What? What are you just gonna hang out in the car and just chill and like sleep? Watch a car movie? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, car movie.
Not gonna. The guy's not gonna go over the speed limit. What are you gonna say? You're gonna have to entice him and be like, "Hey, I'll give you 500,000 of this." And then when you get there, what are you gonna do? It's like, I don't know about that. Why don't you just go rent a car?
Yeah, I could rent a car. That's a good idea. But sometimes when you rent a car, you're dealing with the paperwork. You're waiting in the lines. Like you're cutting off like a good chunk of time just in the whole, process.
Your key assumption is the fact that the Uber driver is going to drive you fast, though, whereas you can control the situation of you driving fast.
Maybe I ask the Uber driver if I can drive his car.
Your logic is just impeccably sound. I don't see any holes in this.
Okay, let's say there is the flights are down. You're in 2001. There is no Uber.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yep.
What do? You get a cab?
I'm going to rent a car.
Okay.
Or steal one.
Well,
punch an old lady in the face, take her keys. I'm out of there.
Think about this. The airport shut down. 80% of the people there are renting cars. I'm not going to wait in that line. There's no way.
Well, agreed. But the fact is, you in 2001 were at the peak fitness of your life, probably.
So you want me to run 436 miles?
And so I was too. And I'm saying I could definitely be first in line to get to where the cars are. And I wouldn't go to the airport. I'd go like, hey, where's the 5 miles away from here where I can rent a car? And I would just run there. Or the 2 miles away from here where I can rent a car. And then just sprint. You got 10 minutes to get there. And that's it. And then you'd be like, give me a car. And then you're out the door.
Do you know how hot Vegas is that time of year?
No, tell me.
It's hot.
We were there in July of 2015. I could still run 2 miles, no problem. I've run a mile in the Sahara at like 125. Gonna be just fine. But I just kept feeling in every single moment of this movie that it was just a cartoon that was a movie.
And that's much what it is.
Yeah, like none of it was realistic, but it was such a joyful, fun-loving movie.
And I liked how like the actors, like even like the Blaine Cody, the guy that Seth Green's brother, I like how he just commits to the bit. Like he pierced his tongue, and he cannot speak very properly or clearly at all. And it's just the whole movie. Like, it doesn't let go of that he's like, I can't really talk to you.
I mean, he was probably, I do miss Seth, by the way. His background, like, it reminds me of those days where he just crushed in movies. Like, every one of them was
The
just
Italian
fun.
Job. Yeah.
It's not my first thought, but yeah, it just, that utterance or the reoccurrence of the tongue and him just trying to talk through it and the hilarity that ensues. It was a great and pleasant reminder, but it was fun actually having these little vignettes of like, okay, where's the family at now? Where's John Lovitz? And like, what are they doing? Oh, he's just drugging his family, trying to get into a semi truck. It's like, oh, they've got a convertible and they're trying to, get through Vegas. It's just it was fun, and then the culmination of everything came together. But I will say, it just felt like before AI, of course, in 2001, it felt like now if AI, because like the definition of consciousness is like hard to define, I think, for humans, and so the people who are creating AI or alleging that AI is going to be taking over our lives are saying like, oh, it's going to become conscious. And the Nvidia founder who was on Joe Rogan recently was saying that he thinks it's just a imitation of consciousness. It's just like repeating what our actions are effectively. And then someone who would review that would think of it as like conscious, but it's actually not. I don't know how I feel about that, but probably true. And it feels that this movie is kind of like now early AI, where AI is trying to show us things that we like, and like, okay, back in the 1950s, 60s, I Love Lucy, and then it's just like, I Love Lucy, okay, got it. One, it's like, okay, eventually they're gonna like Squid Game. It's like, okay, two, got a story here, and it's just like these random ass events that AI is trying to pick from the whole totality of like television or fun or current events, whatever it might be,
Or
and just
Nazis.
or not.
Just throw you got if you can't figure out a scene, just throw some Nazis in there and you'll.
My God, how? By the way, I mean, I think that scene 2 years ago. No chance that you could play that anywhere. But now I think movies are starting to open up a little bit. But like it felt like okay, wow, this is like pretty extreme.
Are you saying when they went to the Barbie museum and it was Barbie, the guy's name was Barbie? I don't know his last name, but he was a Nazi sympathizer. And then they steal Hitler's car and end up in a
car,
and then end up in a World War II memorial thing. I think he burns his tongue on the cigarette lighter or something like that. It pops out. So, yeah, that. I don't know if that scene would play a few years ago, but it's hilarious today still.
I mean, all of this was funny. Again, I laughed out loud. It reminded me to some extent of some of the slapstick of Beetlejuice, but a plain movie version, watered down version of efforts like Beetlejuice would have. But I think we need more movies like this, more cartoons. I think I've talked about this incessantly of like just a big print, dude. Like Midsummer is great, but like what's that movie with that you absolutely Long Legs? You hated, just like the big print. I'm so tired of the big print and movies trying to take themselves so seriously. They're using the same music and the same like production of like creating like the trailers, for example. They all have that feeling, that hook, line, and sinker that it's kind of bland. This is, although not the greatest movie on earth, it definitely defies all of what movie making is. Hence, the AI is just this weird jumbled mess, but it's fun. Ultimately, it's fun. This week's episode is sponsored by Soul Roots Running Company, where you can find the best covers for your feet that make you travel comfortably and quickly across sidewalks like Shell Silverstein. Soul Roots offers all varieties of running shoes, clothes, and accessories. And for 10% off, please use the code SCENE, SCENE, at checkout. And any order over $180 is free to ship anywhere in the continental United States. Head over to shop.soulrootsracing.com and fill up your cart for 10% off with the code SCENE.
Yeah, speaking of AI, there was a video of Will Smith eating a spaghetti recently, and it was compared to just even like 3 years ago, the AI version of that, and looked like it was some like the AI was like lucid dreaming to now it just looks like actual video. Kind of crazy. Don't know where it's going to go from there though.
Yeah, I saw the original video years ago. I think that was during COVID, and then I saw the comparison recently, and it's like, what? like,
We're cooked. We're
there are
done.
these social media influencers. I'm still not on, but they're completely AI, and they got like millions of followers.
Yeah, it's crazy. It makes me like want to even more so delete the app because it's like I don't like. There's a guy now. There's literally an account. This guy, he just literally his head has popped up, and there's a video playing behind him, and he explains whether the video is AI or not because you can't really tell anymore.
That's his whole. He has a page that just does that.
He just like analyzes the video and says this is why it's AI. I can tell you this because this here, that here, whatever. It's crazy. And then now I don't even know what's going on, but the news of yesterday of Disney basically licensing their characters to Sora,
Yeah.
so users can create Disney, AI characters and whatnot. I don't know where this is going, but it's not
Well,
going to be
porn. I mean, clearly it's going to go to porn. People are just going to want to do that. Dirty, gross Italian men, basically.
Is that where all roads lead to?
Pretty much, yeah. It's an interesting world. I'm actually looking forward to it.
You are. Wow.
Yeah. I think my job is at stake. Your job is always going to be around.
Yeah.
Although if you do simple things like just cutting carrots, that's probably going to go away. But I think that your job is pretty well insulated to some extent. Unless I'm probably too dumb to even understand what is actually coming to be able to even provide that answer. So
maybe 3 or 4 day work weeks. That would be good. Would love that.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I will say every effort by every one of these characters to ultimately have all the mishaps happen to them and eventually also end up there together collectively. Unlikely. Very fun though. And for example, that the fastest car imaginable with Whoopi just stumbling in, they're like, goodbye, guys.
That was one of my favorite, like, just lines and jokes when they got out of the world's fastest car and then into the short bus, basically. Yeah. And we're like, we just went on the fast car. Like, okay.
Again, I was laughing out loud. I was like, this is so silly, but great. It reminded me. And by the way, I like how they had the bullet like side by side because it's going the same speed, 700 miles an hour. It would clearly like drop a little bit, but like it would be actually side by side with the vehicle going 700 miles an hour. Actually was like, how fast does a bullet go of that capacity? And I was like, oh wow, it actually would be side by side. Interesting.
They did their research.
Maybe. But do you remember the movies from the early 2000s like Euro Trip and Road Trip?
Oh yeah.
This is the same feel where things are just nothing is taken too seriously.
I mean, you had Tom Green in, I think, one of those movies, right?
Yeah. I mean, any of Tom Green's movies, I guess they would be a little different, but it's just, it pushes the boundaries of what is not acceptable per se, but reality kind of. And it breaks that bubble. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I love it that it does exist. I couldn't watch movies like this all the time because you're going to ultimately be out of reality too long. It's like doing drugs too often, too many hits of acid.
That's a good comparison. Yeah, I think the tone and the zaniness is just like you said, a cartoon, and the humor. It's like the plot of the movie serves the humor of the movie, right? And you have to have these different characters go on their own like little mini adventures, but they all kind of like clash together at some point, especially near the end. And we can talk about the end at some point because it's, I think, one of the best endings of an early 2000s movie in cinema, because I didn't expect it. I didn't remember it. And I think it's just chef's kiss kind of ending.
It's just kissed for you, right? Yeah, I feel in this feeling of in this era, just like again, we take ourselves very seriously in movies now. Like everything has to be that serious tone. The trailer, the doom, 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 and with the flash of like one shot, one shot, and then you have like a 10-second section of like either communication, somebody riding on horseback, and it's like doom, 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 and then you do that again, and then the trailer's over. And it's like I've seen this trailer 700 times, but I feel like to some extent our imagination to a little bit has gotten away from us. Not with all movies. I think there's plenty of movies out there, but I think the trailers take themselves too seriously for movies overwhelmingly now, and we need more these fun-loving movies to come back. I mean, I think Owen Wilson was talking about it, and Vince Vaughn also was talking about it, and how movies just aren't being made anymore because they're scared, effectively, of crossing the line and then people picketing to some extent.
Well, comedies aren't
and nobody's spending money on comedies to produce them. So, and I think because of that, but yeah, the comedy business is we need some old schools, man. I would take another Rat Race. I'd take any of the Euro trip road trips. Oh my God, I would love to see something like this, like come back. And Seth, come on, Mr. Seth Green, let's make another Austin Powers. Fuck yeah.
Yes, I would love another Austin Powers. I would love another Rat Race. Like these movies, Euro Trip, the ones that you were referencing, they don't even get greenlit to streaming. Like it's just all we're getting is lately is just a lot of IP driven slop. That is, I think the problem was back in the late 2000s, Hollywood got this big appetite for international box office, and they started to cater to something that just only had recognizable IP, whether that's superheroes and things like that could play in mass. This is a movie like 85 million for a Rat Race back in 2001. That's pretty huge. They made their money back. This movie, you release it today, it's going to go straight to streaming, or it's not going to even be released at all.
I mean, straight to streaming. So did Frankenstein.
Yeah, and that's just it sucks.
Yeah,
and it's even scarier with the mergers and acquisitions that's going to be happening with Warner Brothers.
Allegedly, they're going to basically 2x the amount of movies being played in the theaters. But at the same, that's just like before this deal happens.
This is empty promises, right?
Going to do, and then they also said they're going to shorten the time though that they are in theaters, which
they're already short.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't own a theater clearly, but that's pretty sad. Let's talk about the ending. What did you like so much about it? What was enjoyable to you? What shocked you? What surprised you?
Well, first off, the ending that they get to the locker and it's empty, right?
Yeah,
and then we see the basically, I think he's the attorney or the guy next to John.
He's
Cleese.
the attorney.
He's the attorney. He had a couple wild nights with a lady in Vegas, and he had to pay her back, and they took the money and skipped town. Great idea for like, you could have ended it on that, right?
Yeah.
And I would have loved it. Just okay. Nobody gets the money, but through a series of hijinks and a cow, I think on a hot air balloon. You gotta
wild. Another cartoon. That's pure cartoon at this moment. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole gang, everybody that was in the race, they end up on stage at a Smash Mouth concert. Smash Mouth.
Also fitting for the time. I mean, come on.
2001?
Perfect. Job well done. Well acted.
How big was Smash Mouth? It was at the peak? Because that's like right around Shrek, right?
So when did that song come out? I want to say it was like in the late 90s. Because I remember, I think I was in high school, my senior year in high school, and then like it was everywhere. You could not get away from it. So they were pretty much at their peak. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I've actually sent you this like a few times. Like, I love that song.
All Star?
Like, no exaggeration. It's fantastic. Like, fantastic. I should clarify. It's fantastic in a way that Rat Race is a good movie, that Smash Mouth's All Star is a good song.
So it's totally fitting that these two collide, the music and the movie. They felt like, because they're not getting Oasis to do the end
Yeah,
of this
no,
movie.
this isn't
That
like
wouldn't fit.
some meticulous piece being played by like some 16-year-old prodigy from Austria that he's like got a 250 IQ and knows how to move his fingers on the piano like no one else in the history of life. I'm not saying it's a complex song, but it's fun,
It's
it's
fun.
enjoyable, and Smash Mouth is like plain music.
Yeah. I mean, this
Pretty
song,
much.
like they even got to. I remember the MLB All Star Game. They came out before the game and played this song. Like they were everywhere, and that's on the nose at the All Star Game.
I
But
mean,
that's
it's literally right there. I mean, what else are you gonna play?
I don't know.
Got the second base? We're gonna like, what is that? You know,
Um,
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Like, what are you gonna? Come on, I'm an all
no,
star.
you're not gonna play that. You're gonna play All
Yeah,
Star, right?
yeah.
So what happens? They get on stage, right? They have this bag of money. And they,
What stage though? What is the concert for?
it's for a charity, right? I forget what
Yeah,
charity it is. It's for some kind of they're raising money.
is it Save the Trees? I don't know.
I
Save
think
the
it's Save the
Humans.
Tree.
Save something.
Um, so they're like, "Oh, you're here to donate this $2 million, right?"
That's right.
Um,
And they saved like less. It was like $8,000 or something, I think, in total at the concert. And
yeah, they were not
and then
raising any money.
when they realized they had $2 million, it blips on the board $2 million, 2,000,000 and 8,000. And we're like, no, this isn't. No, this is not what we want. This is not what we want. But absolutely brilliant. And then Mr. Lawyer and fans show up. What would you do in this situation? Would you rip the money away and start running? Or try to?
It depends on a lot of factors, but I think I would see the crowd. I would be there with I can't even name anybody in the band Smash Mouth, but I'd call him Mr. Smash and be like, "Hey man, let's play that song. I'm in a bind. I could use a couple stacks, but if we want to give it away, we'll give it away. Right?
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
I mean, what would you do?
You went all the way there just to stop to give it to charity? Like people could have died easily.
Oh, there's multiple moments where people could have died.
Yeah. But that defeats the whole purpose of like even talking about this movie of like, what are you going to do with the money? What you do in this situation? There's only one answer, and it's what happened. Because like, it's a whole new movie. I mean, I get what you're saying, but with the lawyer like getting the money and just running off, like we're still curious, like what happened.
Yeah.
You'd have to. There's a lot of things to figure out for all of the people, and if they all come together to a Smash Mouth concert, well, they're all stars, huh? And then they get they're all winners.
They're all winners and losers at the same time. But it's fitting ending for a wild and crazy. It's just one of those things that I would not have had that on my bingo card of like Smash Mouth ending this movie at a concert.
Yeah,
never in a million years.
No,
but I'm glad.
So anyway, yeah, it's a fun one.
Do you? I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever have an affinity or like the comedy of Mr. Bean?
Yeah, not as much as everyone else.
You know why he's so popular worldwide, though, right?
What do you mean? The reason? Because he's a scene stealer.
Well, not that. It's silent comedy. So you can play this in Pakistan and you play it in China. Like everybody gets the humor. Because
not everyone's though funny world. I don't know. Still, I get the translation factor there, but like, I think for the reason you'd have to enjoy silent comedy to begin with. True. Yeah, he's funny. I think he's funnier acting though. I prefer him acting over being silent.
Like hearing his Italian accent.
Yeah, and, so good. Like every scene he was in, I was just fixated on like, what is he gonna do? You know,
we're in a race.
That's pretty good. Look at that.
That's my impression.
Maybe he's your dad. No, but I'd have to go back and watch it. But I did watch a lot of that. Some chaos going on upstairs. But anyway, why don't we get to a rating, my friend?
I could do a rating or two.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter. I can go first.
Bah.
I think I
Okay.
did my. Did you get any find any fun reviews that about this movie that you can read? No,
I haven't had much time with this WSET level 2 and the end of the year obligations for work. Or else I would have. I'm sure there was probably some fun reviews that people hated this movie and also just loved it. Thought it was a plain movie.
there's got to be a mix of both. This is a movie that was loosely based on a earlier film from I think the 50s or the 60s called "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World." A lot of mads in there. Does it make you want to kind of go back and watch that movie, the original? The OG?
No, this captures what I want for this movie. But maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll see.
Maybe
next
if you're on a 10-hour plane flight, it might surface.
I'm traveling next week to Costa Rica, 5.5 hours. Maybe we'll have something to talk about.
So this movie got for me, it was fun. It was like one of those movies that you're not gonna sit down and write a thesis in film class about the complexities of characterization in the modern world in reference to a popular song of Smash Mouth and the current economic crisis of people living in
Sounds like you're doing it just now.
That, we're at tough times in the economic crisis of the world where people will literally painstakingly cross deserts and naked basically to get to $2 million. And have utter milk sprayed on their face. It's not one of those movies, Jonathan, where you're going to write a paper about that.
Seems like
but
you just did.
It is one of those movies that you can just literally turn on a plane, or in a living room and watch an old DVD copy of this and just find humor and joy and the performances and in the situations and the setups. It's a 3 glasses movie. I don't think it could get any higher than that. But it also can't get any lower than that for me as well.
That's interesting because I was debating between 2.5 and 3 glasses. And I was thinking in my mind the comparisons of the comps we have reviewed on this for the 2.5s. And it does seem a little too low. It can't go higher than that. A 3 and a 3, it just can't for all the reasons we've indicated. But I would actually say, just because it is so fun, that's probably where it gets me to actually offer the 3 glasses. I think that is part of it, and the feeling of what a movie is supposed to do in cinema, generally speaking. By the way, shout out Dan, who I talked to at work with last night, and he was going through our ratings because he heard about our podcast. He was going through all of our ratings. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to check this out to see what he's been doing here, and if I agree with him." He's like, "Yeah, I mostly agreed with what you guys like evaluated." Hey, Dan, it's not for you; it's for us. This is what we think. So I don't care, Dan.
Put it in the comments what you think. That's all.
Yeah, these are my glasses. You create your own podcast. But yeah, 3 glasses. Fun-loving movie, easy to watch, plain movie at its essence, an absolute cartoon of however long it is, probably 90 minutes or whatever, but it was great in the sense of great being easy to digest, and you just want to have a good old time.
We should have bought a squirrel.
Yeah. That was pretty, I mean, the cast is terrific.
Kathy Bates, man. I mean, just showing up as the squirrel lady.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What do we have on the next docket? I think it's something scary.
Is it? I have no idea. What do we have? Did we agree to something?
We did. It's Nightmare on Elm Street is what we agreed to.
Did we?
Freddy Krueger.
The first one.
The first one, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are they still making that?
I don't think so. No, I think the last one was like a Freddy versus Jason kind of thing. But I'm making my way through Stranger Things. This season 2 is just little.
It's not great. It's the worst.
It's not great.
It's the worst of all of the seasons. 3 picks back up very nicely.
Okay. I'm getting through
4 is like the jam, and then 5 is like, what? I've already seen it twice. 5, the 4 episodes twice.
It's not releasing all at the same time, right? They're doing like a little piecemeal kind of thing. I like that.
It's outside of season 1, it's the best. It's the best by far. So good. So keep watching. All right, nightmares during Christmas. Let's see what we got.
There we go. Bye-bye.
Peace out.